Reading aloud. An impossible decision to make. You are faced with an almost impossible decision to make. You must choose between two equally disturbing choices. You are faced with a Sophie's choice. Where did this expression come from? Well, the origin of the expression is pretty much a horror story. It is a tragic event that occurred in the Nazi concentration camps in Auschwitz, at a time when the most inhumane and cruel crimes in the history of humanity took place. The remarkable American writer William Clark Styron relates a philosophical tragedy experienced by Sophie Zawistowska under the original title Sophie's Choice. The book was written in 1979, inspired by the experiences of Holocaust survivors. Sophie, a Polish woman, was captured and taken to a concentration camp for hiding and smuggling meat. She intended to take to her mother, who was seriously sick. Sophie's story reveals one of the cruelest sufferings to which a human being can be subjected. Sophie was the mother of two children, a boy and a girl, Jen and Eva, who were taken with their mother to the concentration camp on a 30-hour train journey. Sophie soon realized that she was living in a desperate situation, with the certainty of living through difficult days and an uncertain future. The most terrifying would be the death in the gas chambers. Already exhausted by the long and terrible journey, Sophie stifled the cries of little Eva and Jen, who was 10 years old at the time. Tragedy was soon followed. On the day of her arrival, after being harassed by a Nazi executioner, Sophie declared herself a Catholic, and she was faced with a terrifying proposal: the tragic choice. One of her children would be taken to be killed in the gas chamber, and she had to choose which of the two would be spared and which would be condemned. If she refused to choose, both would be killed. Faced with the desperate situation, Sophie decided to save her son Jen, only because she believed that he would be better able to survive the horrors that he would still experience in the camp. In her great despair, she found herself facing a scene of cruelty that she never could have imagined. Her daughter Eva was brutally taken to a tragic end. This scene that Sophie experienced, the memory of her daughter's last look and her son's despair, tormented her every day of her life. Jan was taken to the children's camp. When she was released, Sophie had only one reason to live: to try to find and reunite with her son, Jan. However, she never heard from her son again, leaving her completely devastated about what had happened to Jan after the horrible choice she was forced to make. The book Sophie's Choice also inspired the film of the same name. The film premiered in 1982, directed by Alan J. Pakula, with Meryl Streep playing Sophie. Both the book and the film are award-winning and very successful, unforgettable, and always relevant for those who immerse themselves in this human tragedy. I invite you to read the book and watch the film. You will certainly be moved by this tragic story. And above all, it is definitely for us to never forget what these miserable people, who never did anything to anyone, had to suffer at the hands of merciless criminals just for being who they were. Unfortunately, there are memories and moments that cannot be erased.